Steven Yeun, who of course at one point was going to play the character of Sentry in Thunderbolts, had to drop out due to delays in productions and him already committing to another project that should have been all taken care of prior to him committing to Thunderbolts, but again, they ran into scheduling problems and timing. Well, according to reports, he missed out on Sentry, but he's still in talks and might play a pretty significant and big character. So once again, we know that Marvel Studios was very happy with Steven. They wanted him, he signed on, but again, Marvel Studios could not get productions to start on time. He already committed to another project that started production right when Thunderbolts was about to start production, so he had to drop out because the prior commitment, and due to the fact that Thunderbolts kept getting delayed in its production, it ran over, so the first project you signed on for is the one that you're legally obligated to be a part of. So he said he was not happy that this had to happen, but again, he's interested in working with Marvel Studios again. Enter a pretty major update. Apparently, ever since he left, that wasn't the end of the conversation. They kept working and talking with him and his camp and his people, and apparently, they got another big role for him. Now, what this role is, we don't know. Reportedly, it might be related to franchises coming after Secret Wars, or somewhere about there. Now, that's a loose framing of pretty much everything, because it's like, well, it's something around Secret Wars. Okay, so it's anything in the next 3 years. Well, it's after Secret Wars. Okay, it's anything in the next year after Secret Wars. You know, so the framing there and how they're stating that is a little loose, so make of it what you will. But reportedly, it's another big character that's a big deal like Sentry. Now, of course, when he was cast as Sentry, pretty much everybody said, that's Sentry? That dude has no muscle mass. What is this? And look, I don't think he was going to be bulking up and getting jacked up, so I definitely think they were going for a different Sentry and still are. But whatever the case is, it sounds like that he's going to be back in another big role. And there's been some rumors it might be something like Nova, which would be interesting, because I don't see him as Richard Rider at all, especially the way Rider is sort of presented as, you know, a little hard and kind of stoic. Not a whole lot of emotion, if you will. And I know some people absolutely love that. That's what male characters gotta be. They can't show emotion or whatever, even though they always do. Like, people use James Bond as a character that's gotta be stoic and not show emotion, despite the fact that every James Bond has always shown emotion. They just choose to fixate on, like, specific scenes. So, I don't know. If he was Nova, that's an interesting casting. I have to be convinced of that one. I could honestly see him more as a Sentry than Nova. But again, maybe they're going to do Richard Rider differently. Maybe they're going to do what they did with Tony Stark, where in the comics, he wasn't like Robert Downey Jr. But then you got Robert Downey Jr., and now he's just that character.